you can see what I've done for the fan piece to put the trim piece in. Is I'm put some backer board up here and glued it, because the fact that the cedar didn't have anything to hold on to, it was starting to bow. And it did the same thing on the front here. So what I did was take a piece of wood, glued it down up here, used this just to protect the cedar, and then C-clamped it to flatten this out. So when I put the trim up there, I can drill holes through this wood so I don't crack the cedar, and that backer board will give me a nice place to put the piece of trim on. And when I do that, then I'll get these wires up and out of the way of the fan. And we put in little temporary switches until we build out and we're ready to mount. So just little toggle on-off switches. But at this point, everything is on battery. We have this. We have the fan is running. These lights are on battery. These lights here, which I have on another toggle switch, and the lights in the back, which you can see here, I have on another toggle switch. It's kind of a heavy duty switch there. Have the battery all mounted and labeled. Well, I shouldn't say the battery's mounted. I have to put some brackets in to hold the battery in place temporarily until I figure out I need a different connector for the 12 volt connection for the fridge. So what I did is I took the 120 extension we ran, and the fridge can also be run off of a 120 outlet. So I just put a quick end on that extension cord to plug the refrigerator in, and I have it plugged in at this end in the inverter. So everything is up and running, and the battery is in its place, and we'll get that mounted tomorrow. Today's Sunday, and I got to bag it for the day because we're going to dinner here shortly. And but the lights, the LED lights we put in there, this will be a switch that will end up on this side. The LED lights, though, they turned out okay. I like them. And the fan, this is the Max Air fan that I showed you from another video. This thing cranks. Now the only thing I noticed last night, I put it on exhaust with all of the doors closed, and you can really hear, like, it really dropped the pressure in here because it just wasn't getting airflow. But the second you cracked one of the rear doors or something, you just feel the whoosh of air coming in through there, and it was just a huge stream of air. So we'll have to figure that out when we're on the road, like how do we get that airflow coming in. I know the Transits, I've heard, have some openings under the frame down below where you can pop a piece of plastic off, and it goes up into one of those channels in the back there. So I don't know if that's something we do, but we'll figure it out. That's really a small thing to deal with, actually. But it's coming along, and now, since the electric is basically run and all hooked up at this point, except for the finished fixtures for switching and so forth, we're ready to start installing stuff. So I'm gonna wrap it up for today. This is Sunday. I still have tomorrow, Monday, Memorial Day, and probably start actually physically mounting stuff in here and moving forward. So it's Sunday on Memorial Day weekend. I just kind of showed you what we did today. It wasn't a lot that got done today. Unfortunately, at work we had some flooding. There was a massive rainstorm that went through that dumped actually several inches of rain in a very short period of time. So there was some flash flooding. I had to go tend to that this morning. But I installed the temporary switches just so we could finish up the cedar. The wiring for all the lights are done. The lights are in, and I've figured out the fan opening here, where, to flatten out these cedar boards so I can cut the piece of trim that will fit up into there. And the electrical system is all back there. Now the battery is back where it belongs. We'll do a separate video on just the electrical system alone. And tomorrow we'll start putting things in. So Happy Memorial Day again, everybody. Until next time, this is Ken. Like the video, share the video. If you like the content we're putting out, consider subscribing to the video. Peace. We'll see you tomorrow.